Yorkshire is the largest county in England and lies in the very north of the country along the eastern coastline. This was an industrial and coal mining area that now thrives on agriculture and tourism. Barley is the main crop here, a crucial ingredient for beer. The Yorkshire pudding, an essential part of the Sunday roast lunch, has made the county famous beyond its borders. Gil Mellor likes nothing more than to cook with the vegetables from her own garden.
I spend my life trying to make sure that my family eat more vegetables.
Almost 20 years ago, Tom Mellor had the idea of making the barley on his fields into beer himself.
I want to not only farm it, but actually improve it and make it sustainable for the next generation.
The Mellor family farm makes up 100 hectares of harvestable land. Around the house, Jill has carved out some space for her garden. High hedges protect her plants from Yorkshire's rough climate. Jill studied landscape gardening in the south of England. Tomorrow is an open garden day.
I like using colour, but I like also thinking about the shapes of the leaves. So I don't rely on just the flowers, because the flowers are fleeting, that they come and they go. So I try and make it so that whenever you walk out into the garden, there's something that works.
The gardener's common enemy are the snails and rabbits, which are also in abundance in Jill's garden. The greenhouse is a safe haven for her vegetables.
I grow quite a lot of vegetables in the greenhouse. It's just quite nice to be able to have fresh, clean, easy to pick. It's on the way home. It's an easy grow.
Jill is chopping chard, leek and broccoli. She wants to make a colourful soup from her garden vegetables. She'll serve the soup as a starter for lunch.
We grow more vegetables, we try more vegetables. I spend my life trying to make sure that my family eat more vegetables, so that I put more and more vegetables into things so that they have no option, like I think a lot of people do. So Tom would say, if you have a 5-fruit marmalade, isn't that 5 fruits? And so no.
For the soup stock, Jill has cooked a ham with carrot and leek. The ham will be used later for another recipe.
It looks cooked, I think, and the stock looks lovely.
Once it's ready, the freshly chopped vegetables are added. They're only briefly heated and not boiled. The farmhouse is surrounded by barley fields that have to be watered in the summer. The farm's grain is an important raw material for the brewery. Tom used to harvest the fields himself, but his neighbour Tim has now taken over the work.
Morning, Tim. Morning, Tom. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
okay.
Good.
Going well. Yeah, it's moving on every day, isn't it?
Very much so, yeah, but very clean.
You can just see the head coming out. Looks as though it's not going to be long before that's fully out there, is it? No,
Yeah,
it really is starting to open up.
Showing the grain fill now. And,
Tom harvested the grain himself for years.
And then going into the field over the top.
Yeah. So he comes in and helps his business because he's spreading his overheads and his costs over more acres. It helps me because I'm not tied up doing it, and it's just a good working relationship.
Tom just lets us get on, we'll come. Sometimes Tom doesn't even know we're here. We'll come and do the work and then...
Exactly.
Tom runs a completely sustainable farm and brewery. The barley grows on his fields, the power comes from 2 wind turbines, and even the water comes from his land. The pump house may be a little run down, but the treasure lies much deeper than that in the layers of rock strata. The farm is not connected to the main water supply, so in summer, Tom has to check the water levels.
That's 40 metres, 17 centimetres, I think. Yeah. We have 2 major resources on the farm. the barley and the water, they are the two major ingredients of beer. So if we've got those two major ingredients, then we've got the majority of our ingredients and the produce under our control.
Gil's making the second course for lunch, this time something meaty and traditional. Sausage meat Plait is being served.
Right, I think we're about there on that.
She's making a puff pastry with flour, butter and a little water, which is filled with sausage meat.
It's one of those recipes that you don't really have any set volumes for. It depends on the size of the pastry, the number of people, the amount of sausages. So I think I'll just join it, just mix it up and make it nice, because it's nice.
Hello. Oh, hello. What are you doing?
Making lunch, sausage meat Plait.
Oh,
Kate
nice.
also has lunch on the farm. She started here 5 years ago and does the business's accounting.
So really
nice.
nice mix.
Good job I didn't have any breakfast. Can I help?
You could chop me up some tomatoes, just very thinly sliced.
Okay. Is that thin enough?
Yeah, that's fine. But this is when we'll see, 'cause I'm not... It really is just like a very posh sausage roll.
Do you need an egg wash?
You could actually just get me an egg and put this together, but we've got very crumbly pastry, so...
Whisk it? Yeah?
Yeah, yes, please.
Yorkshire cuisine is hearty. A lot of calories were burnt down in the coal mines and out on the land. The food had to be nutritious and filling. The egg will make the dough golden brown.
There you go.
Okay. Right, let's leave that then.
Tom and his son-in-law Alex are doing their own kind of cooking, barley cooking. The brewery is going at full pace and managing 2 brews a day. The process is a science of its own. The mixture of malt that is burnt from the barley, the different hops, and the length of the brewing process determine the taste. The company makes over a dozen beers, light summer beers, heavy ales, and a Christmas beer with cinnamon overtones.
Have a look at this and see what you think. Does that look okay?
It's got a nice crush on it.
Crush doesn't look too fine, does it? There's not too much flour in there.
It's a quick smell. Smell all right?
Yep, smells fine to me.
Good.
And what about the hops? What hops are we using here?
We've got the Goldings here. Yeah, so get them into your nose. You know, give them a smell.
Fantastic.
You can really smell that. You wouldn't start by building a house with bad bricks, would you? So, you know, it's important to start with really good quality ingredients, both with the malt and the hops.
Production side of things is definitely a sort of male-orientated concept. Our skills maybe lie in the production side of things, whereas the girls lie in the marketing and the administration. Jill is brilliant at marketing, and Kate's fantastic at administration. So actually, it works together really well. We work together really well as a team.
During the brewing process, the beer is checked and tested. The alcohol content, the stage of fermentation, everything is tightly controlled. The freshly brewed beer is stored in large fermentation tanks and then filled into barrels or bottles.
Come on.
Jill takes the family lunch very seriously. When the weather allows it, she likes to set the table in her garden. Lunch is served at 1 on the dot. But Tom and Alex are still busy at work. The brewing can't be interrupted. The fresh malt is burnt at the neighbours and goes into the chute with the barley to the brewing vats. The recipes are tried and tested and followed to the letter.
And we can start tipping them in.
Yep, OK.
Tom Mellor has been brewing beer for 20 years. He wanted to have a second option alongside barley production.
The barley provides the sugars that the yeast then acts upon to form alcohol. It's essentially the food that the yeast eats.
Yeah, I'd close that up for now, and then just look at it.
They want to see it coming in, don't they?
Yeah, but look at it again in another 5 minutes, or
All right,
2
okay.
minutes.
Hi, can you come for some lunch? We're pretty much ready in there.
And you're late.
Okay. Okay. 2 secs, yeah? All right.
If you phone him up and you say, where are you? He always says the roundabout or the crossroads, 2 in front of him, so that you think he's nearly home. So he never says exactly where he is. He's not good on timekeeping. How long do you think?
Well, he
2
still
minutes?
hadn't found Alex, so he said he would be here at 1 o'clock.
Oh, look, can we tell the time?
Yeah, we can. We're here now.
Can we tell
It's OK.
We can.
Yeah, we can.
15 minutes late?
Kate told me 1:15.
She
Yeah,
said
and
be
you
here
said you would be
earlier.
here at 1.
And
Oh,
quarter
okay.
past at the very, very, very,
Sorry,
very
I
latest.
apologise. Sorry.
Right, I'll go and get lunch.
My bad. That looks good.
Healthy soup.
The soup is a coup. The fresh vegetables still have all their vitamins, as they were only just put into the broth.
What do you think of this, then?
Really good.
A bit early to tell.
And now for the
We're ready?
hearty sausage plat.
Oh,
Wow, look at that.
Pretty good.
Excellent.
I think you like the end bit, don't you, Dad?
Yeah, that would be great, thank you.
So,
Oh, it's brilliant. Thank
Jill
you.
likes to try new variations on traditional recipes.
Excellent.
Kate suggested maybe putting chutney in another time, which I think might be quite nice. Different pastry to normal, and it was nice.
It is different pastry. What have you done to it?
Just used a different process. I went down the other day.
Kate needs to go to town after lunch. Kate studied in Oxford, which is where she met Alex. After university, she decided to come back and go into the family business. She's an exception. Most of her friends and her sister live in the rich south. In the small delicatessen, regional produce is sold. A few guests are coming around this evening, and Kate wants to serve up something traditional, but in her own style.
Hello.
What can I get for you today?
Can I get some stuff to make some little Yorkshire pudding canapés and things?
Canapés.
Yeah. So, do you have any recommendations or anything?
The Harrogate Blue and the Yorkshire Blue, which are from the Shepherd's Purse.
We'll go with the Harrogate Blue, I think, because it looks quite a nice colour.
How many people are you doing it for? Is it quite a few?
About 12, I think.
12.
Yeah, I was going to get some
Okay.
smoked salmon and some cream cheese, and then the mackerel pâté with some olives, maybe.
How big a piece should I put?
Yeah, that
About
looks
there?
lovely.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll taste nice, I think.
Okay.
They're going to get some prawns.
Can I help you there,
Yeah.
Kate? There you go. These are from Pete's Undercliffs, you know, the
Yeah, I think I
fishmongers you
went
go.
to school with some of his children.
Oh,
so.
right.
Yeah, locally.
Yeah,
Definitely
he
local.
sometimes delivers to the shop, this son.
Kate is experimenting with the traditional recipe for Yorkshire pudding.
£18.64.
She wants to mix the old with the new.
I don't think I've forgotten anything.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
have a lovely evening.
I will do. Thank you very
Let me know
much.
how it all goes.
Yeah, will do.
All right,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Jill is also cooking up a typical English recipe, chutney, made with onions, ginger, raisins, mustard seed and apples.
This is the bit I found quite strange with this recipe, was that you just have to keep it moving a little and it does soften. Okay.
Chutney takes some patience. It came to England from the colonies in India and is kept in glass jars like marmalades. But unlike marmalades, chutney is not a sweet but a savoury condiment. dark beer and sugar are added.
I think that's probably enough. I think this is the whole sweet and sour thing, that you get the vinegar and the sugar.
The chutney takes up to 20 minutes to cook. It tastes best with game, meat or cheese. There are also hotter variations with chilli.
This looks better than my first attempt, so obviously you have to get it right.
Tom is coming with the tractor. Some heavy-duty gardening needs to be done.
We're in a mess. Yeah. So if we can just tidy this bit up here.
Jill has to spruce up the
they can see
garden.
what we're doing.
It needs to look its best for the open garden day tomorrow.
Can you tilt it forward? I will do it.
Yes.
The mash from brewing isn't thrown away,
Stop.
but regularly used to fertilise Jill's garden.
Do you remember the time when I put it on all the herbaceous plants and wondered why I got slugs?
Yeah.
And then, what was it? Who was it that reminded me that you use beer as a slug slug trap?
You do.
So it was not a wise move.
The problem with it, yeah.
But for this bit, it'll work really, really
It
well.
will, yeah.
And so I think we'll do some more each.
Jill tends to the garden whilst Tom works the heavy machinery.
Tom always gardens. If he can garden with a tractor or a chainsaw or something mechanical or big, some engineering challenge.
The farm is run so that all the different parts can complement each other as sustainably as possible.
I think so.
So you're okay with that?
Yep, thank you very much.
That's all right. See you in a bit.
Whilst Tom tractors back to the brewery, Jill and her gardener distribute the mash and tend to the flower beds. Tomorrow, the visitors will be coming.
So it's got to just push it round.
Yeah, quite thick so that...
Yeah. Oops. Well, I think we're going to run out of
Need
stuff
some
now.
more, really, don't we?
So next time, and we can go further into here.
Yeah,
And further down there.
as far as we can get, really.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a couple of miles away in daughter Kate's house, Kate is stirring the dough for the mini Yorkshire puddings. She wants to use the pancake dough to make miniature puddings with filling to serve as finger food.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Yorkshire pudding is served with Sunday roast lunch. The most important ingredients used to be ox kidney fat, flour, milk and eggs. It was intended to be filling, as meat was very expensive. Kate has opted for a lighter version.
Like canapés, they're gorgeous.
They're really good, aren't they? They're the best things you can get, I reckon.
The mini puddings are garnished with dip and salmon.
I think that'll do.
Kate is making different types with meat and vegetables.
Right. Oh, thank you. That's brilliant. Looks lovely. Oh, look, it's cooked just about perfect as well.
Kate has been back in Yorkshire for a few years. She always missed her home.
I was just lucky that I wanted to be up here and the job I wanted to do was in Yorkshire, so it was really, really good, really lucky.
You've always been happiest here. And you've lived away and you've lived in France.
Yeah, it's just nice to be home and I like it here and people are friendly and I have a nice house and I have enough money to live with, and in London it's more expensive and, you know, I would be working in an office and no trees and no gardens and no nice things to look at.
From her friends, Kate knows how hard it is to find work in Yorkshire. Now the brewery has 18 workers, and is an important employer in the region. Friends and family have come for food. Gil has torn herself away from the garden, and even Tom is taking a break from brewing.
All right, guys, would you like to try some Yorkshires?
Wow.
We have prawn cocktail, salmon and cream cheese.
And then I've got some steak and horseradish. Yeah, you haven't tried that one. And then there's some bread there as well that Katie's baked earlier on today.
Some stromboli.
Stromboli.
I'm going to try one of these. These look lovely. Oops, there we go.
Thank you.
The mini modern Yorkshires were a hit, and not a single one is left behind.
Done really well. And we need to just buy a load more.
Stromboli. Would you want to... Yeah.
Come on in. Let's come on through.
The next morning, Shirley is visiting her daughter-in-law.
Differently now.
The visitors Jill is expecting for the garden need to be fed. Grandmother Shirley is the family's baking expert. They want to try out a new version of the Yorkshire Fruitcake, Beer Cake.
I need 3 eggs, I think. I need 170 grams of sugar.
The cake is very rich, and the mixture of flour, butter and sugar is supplemented with raisins, giving the cake a moist texture.
Will do. And that's it, isn't it easy? Because I soaked the fruit overnight. Yeah. And I can't believe it, that fruit's taken a whole ½ litre of fluid just overnight. Right, well, we're ready now to put that in the tins.
I'm enjoying it as much as I would have done if I'm being here, sort of thing.
Do you know what I think we enjoy?
What's that?
Is that we've had Tom Mellor, and now we have Kate Mellor, who's going to take over, and I think that's good, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
So I
but
think
she
that's
said,
very nice.
she said right from her being
a little girl that
a
she wanted.
little girl that she was going to take over. So. And that she's been a very lucky girl. She's had the opportunity to do something else if she wanted. But she came back with her degree and she just said, no, I'm going to look after everything. So we're very fortunate, aren't we?
Jill makes one last survey of the garden before the guests arrive. This is her hobby, and she's inviting people to see her work. It's also good advertising for the farm and beer. The beer cake is ready to serve, and Jill receives her guests.
They just like the soil here. They enjoy the chalk and they grow well for us. I can't do rhododendrons, but I can do these.
Delightful, absolutely delightful. I don't know anything about plants. I grow fuchsias, and I know very little about the fuchsias, but I love seeing what nature can provide.
Oh, they are beautiful, though. I think that bit needs a bit of adjustment.
The tour ends in the brewery yard with a piece of cake and the obligatory cup of tea.
Cheers. Thank you very much. No problem at all.
Tom and Jill finish the day with a walk along the beach.
It's easy walking as well, isn't it? It's not bad. Hello.
Come on.
They'd never imagined that the idea to start a brewery would be such a success.
One of the things that pleases us is the fact that the next generation is already in place, and hopefully I think we've brought the brewery so far. Alex and Kate have been working in the business now for nearly 5 years, and they know the business inside out.
It was noticeable when they were last away on holiday. We ended up phoning them up and asking them questions. And I think when that happens, you know that they're confident and they know what they're doing. Right, I think, are we out of sight yet?
Okay, now we're going to start walking now.
Sorry?
You just said we could start walking now.
Start coming now.
Yeah.
Oh.